Find us a trapdoor, find us a plane, tell the survivors, help is on the way. I was a blind fool, I never complained. All the survivors singing in the rain. I was the one with the world at my feet. Got us a battle, leave it up to me. What it is and where it stops, nobody knows. You gave me a life I never chose. I wanna leave, but the world won't let me go. Wanna leave, but the world won't. Buy this car to drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work to work.
Welcome to YellBro Road. I am Jordan, and today we're gonna watch some. I would call them weird clips from the Charlie Kirk. I guess it's like a Jubilee kind of knockoff, but more like a think tank thing. And there's some weird clips I have for you. But first, do not forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links you see in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. All of it is very much appreciated. Also, please check out the Discord if you want to join. We are actually in that Discord right now, talking shit, having fun, crying a little bit, watching Charlie Kirk.
Wondering what we're doing here.
Exactly. All links in the description box. All right, so I'll be honest. I watched all of this video already. See, I started a video where I actually reacted to every second of it, but then some of these edits, statements being said, the counter questions from the I guess moderators Charlie Kirk and some fuckface to his right on your screen right there. There's a weird something weird happening. And I said in the middle of recording that video, I'm like, yeah, fuck this. Let's find these moments. Because the rest, well, all of it smells like propaganda. But these moments actually stand out to kind of prove a case of propaganda. So that's what I'm gonna kind of key in on, And here's my example number one here. That what these kids are, these are all young people. They're probably mid to early 20s or even 18, 19 years old. I don't know their ages. They don't show it, obviously, but these are younger people, right? These are kind of satellites for TPUSA. The thing that Charlie Kirk is the face of, right? And I'm sure this guy is a part of it as well. But you'll hear certain things where it's are they making a statement and then all of a sudden cut? And it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like the person was done with their point or their statement. It just sounds like it just gets cut off. Like a director just ran in and said, "Cut! Stop it there." So, Anthony, I want French fries, extra ketchup, some jalapenos on that bitch. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. And I can't help it. Do I move him? What do I do?
No.
Okay. You can have this. Joe, you have powers. Move him to another room. He'll come back. Don't worry. Thank you.
Done.
Don't worry, guys. We do everything on the fly here. Anyways, so this is my example number one. Well, probably my only example because I think it's all you need. And you're going to hear this guy right here talking, and then all of a sudden, it just cuts back to Charlie Kirk or this doofus guy right here. And it's so you're not even hearing their answers out loud. They're actually cutting them off and editing everything. It's weird. You good?
Yeah, you're not hearing the whole answer. if you get any of it at all.
Exactly.
I think somebody like, and this is something that a lot of these people do. They cut out answers that actually give them serious pushback.
Yeah.
Try to preserve that image of the smart, cool kid, conservative philosopher, or whatever the fuck. But I think somebody might have been asleep at the wheel with Sony Vegas here, or whatever fucking editing software they use.
Well, yes, but I'll be honest here and say, like, this guy right here is not going to be putting up like a fight against what everyone else is saying or what Charlie Kirk and Fuckface are saying. It is actually like maybe his answer didn't sound too good out loud, or they didn't like
Maybe
it.
it sounded worse. Like,
well, maybe it sounded okay in a scenario, but then if he continued on, it sounded bad later. It's like, okay, let's cut the part out where he sounds bad. But the way they're doing it makes it so blatant that you're not getting actual organic answers to these things. Let's say they don't know what they're talking about, right? It's okay to be heard not knowing what you're talking about. I've done it many times. It's fine. That's just
If
life.
you don't know, you just don't know.
Exactly. That's
Whatever.
just life. That's just life. So why are we cutting that out? And my guess is it's not a sense of perfuming the pig, if you are putting makeup on the pig, if you will. I think it's more so because maybe he goes in a direction where like he really sounds like off or wrong about something, and they're like, "Yeah, we can't have that on YouTube. We can't do that. We can't have that. It makes us look bad if you stumble your words or you sneeze or you cough or something. We can't have that." Which to me is like scary content creation. But here's my little example. In my humble opinion, maybe no one agrees with me, but in my humble opinion, I think this is all you need. Here we go.
I mean, I'm Catholic as well, and grown up Catholic. And one of the biggest things that I do like is that Israel holds the roots of a lot of Western religion, and that it is critical for us as Americans to keep them.
So this is very important, and we're going to have to close here.
Now, was he finished with his statement right there? You tell me.
yeah, it made no sense.
Well, let me go
Do we
back to the question.
Do we really have to say anything else?
Okay, you have this kid talking, right? And
then Charlie Kirk's voice.
they pose it as like, okay, this guy's about to become Catholic, and this guy is Catholic already. That's the guy that we're gonna hear talk. And I guess he kind of like says like a statement. It comes back to this guy, and then it's like his inflection in his voice doesn't make sense for like the answer. But I'll play it, and you tell me. Here we go.
And also the fact that it's really just been the bedrock of traditionalism. And I think you talked about in your speech about how there's a lot of liberal evangelical churches. So it's like, how can I get to a more traditional style of life?
I mean, I'm Catholic as well, and grown up Catholic.
So it wasn't
and
Charlie,
one of the biggest things that I do like is that Israel holds the roots of a lot of Western religion, and that it is critical for us as Americans to keep them.
So this is very important, and we're going to have to...
Like, he was nowhere near finished with what he was saying, right? It's important for us as Americans to keep them, and like, you can hear the word "and" or something like that afterwards, right? Like, he's going to keep going.
So important, we need to cut you off.
Exactly. So that's just like a little example of why I had to stop reacting to this video. Because I'm like, this comes off as weird. I just wanted to showcase, like, in my opinion, the worst example of this in the video. Like, like this smells like straight propaganda. Straight propaganda. Let's move on to bananas. Let's move on to bananas.
Imagine this banana is a Byrna less lethal launcher, capable of shooting rock-hard kinetic and tear gas mixed with petrochemical irritants.
The air can incapacitate an
He
attacker
said
from
rock
60 feet
hard.
away without causing death.
This
Why are they
Byrna less
holding
lethal launcher
bananas?
is legal in all 50 states. No permits
So
required.
they want you to see it.
600,000 Byrna pistol
She took a
launchers
bite.
have been sold to government agencies, law enforcement agencies, and to private citizens.
Do you want to know what the Byrna less lethal launcher looks like?
So he's shoving that right at the fucking camera. What the fuck? He's trying to tell you something. He is trying to tell you something.
Why is like?
Play that part again.
Wait. Hold on. Me and Jesse were is this AI? Like, did AI make this or something? Like, these aren't real people. These are AI things, and they have an AI banana. Like, what is the point of what are you selling where everyone holds a banana in their hands?
I wouldn't be surprised if this was
supposed to
AI.
be. Is it supposed to be the Burman? The Burman little pepper gun?
Do not, no justification stops here. Nothing. They're holding bananas saying bullshit to me. I don't want to see
They're,
this, bro.
they're shoving the
Why?
bananas into the camera lens almost.
Why?
Citizens.
Jesus.
Do you want to know what the
See, look at this! Look at this fucking
can't.
guy.
I can't. What the? It is the Burma commercials. Okay.
You know what I'm
It's
willing to risk for this
ridiculous, yes.
country? You see this?
And this shot in particular looks like it is AI. Holy shit.
We were guessing it was
Yeah.
because the background's blurry, then his hands are like a weird blurriness, and the banana itself, it's just like and he looks like a PS4, like PS5 looking like thing. Like,
He
what are you doing?
He looks like a fucking video game.
Listen, AI, I
He
need
looks-
you to, I need you to have
He
this
looks
guy
like
hold a
fucking
banana.
video game, and the ray tracing didn't fucking work right.
I need you to show this Asian guy holding a banana, but he takes like a bite out of it too. There's like a small
need
bite
a-
out of it. Like,
We
what
need a
the
Thai
fuck?
gentleman so we can sell this to people who might not be entirely racist.
Or
God
Charlie Kirk
damn.
is gay as fuck. He could be gay as fuck too. Just want to say. Nothing wrong with being gay. There's something wrong with being gay in the closet though. Charlie
Yeah,
Kirk.
just own it. Just
So-
own it.
She just needs to grab him by the hand and they can beat it together.
Chill.
I've used that meme until someone realizes what I'm saying. But all right, that was just like kind of a joke, right? They have like a banana intro. Once again, same podcast. See, right? Same thing, same video we're watching. Just they have
They abuse this metaphor with a banana.
untold bananas in their intro for an ad. Fuck my life. But
I don't
all right.
think I'll ever understand this.
All right, let's keep it moving. Okay, so in this clip, we have a kid saying something that's that should be like kind of shocking, or it should grab the attention of the people in there, except for Charlie Kirk, who's staring at some young kid's dick. But the rest should be like, "What the fuck are you saying, man? You can't just say that." And you'll
You
hear
can't say that.
and you'll hear it right now. He's kind of a tryhard, like a tryhard dweeb. Here we go.
Israel. I think I'm pro-Israel. I support them. I believe Israel has a right to exist. I believe that they are the only state in that region with the right to exist. But why are we treating them?
The only state in that region that has the right to exist.
Pay attention to that language.
There's no merit behind it. There's no merit behind it. He just says that, and no one was like, "What the fuck did you just say?" Like, I'll play a little bit after. Like this guy right here is like, "Well, I'm from Turkey, man." He's like, yeah. He's like, "But what the fuck, man?" No one has a reaction. This girl's like almost sleeping right here in the background. It's the Mad Hatter right here. This guy's a golfer back here. All right, here we go.
Given
So
to
to show
Israel.
you can
I
normalize any
think
fucking
I'm
thing.
pro-Israel. I support them. I believe Israel has a right to exist. I believe that they are the only state in that region with the right to exist. But why are we treating them differently than any other ally? Should we not?
Why didn't anyone react to that? Once again, this girl's like, "How do I stay awake? How do I stay awake? How do I stay awake?" This guy's like,
Where's my fucking paycheck, Charlie?
"My homeland, bro, my family. You just want to kill them all."
Is this the same guy that said he's Catholic?
I'm sure this guy is some sort of religious denomination. I don't know. He didn't say
No,
it, so I don't know.
No, you said there was a guy? I heard it a minute ago that some guy said he was Catholic.
That was a different
Is it
person.
the same guy?
That was two different people. There's one guy converting to Catholicism, and there's another guy who said, I am Catholic. And they cut his answer off. This guy, what I think happened here is a phenomenon of like children trying to overly please the authority figure. You know what I'm saying? Like the kid in the front of the classroom asking for more homework and shit like that. That's this kid. It's like, well, not only does Israel have the right to exist, but no one else does. It's like, what? That should have been a showstopper right there. Like, we're going to cut that out. You can't say that. But apparently that's left here. But that other kid's opinion got cut off. Funny enough.
That's what has me wondering if somebody fell asleep at the wheel with Sony Vegas.
Well, maybe they want this out there. Like, oh, this is what you guys, Gen Z, this is what Gen Z people actually think. And they're trying to, like, kind of, in a way, mind melt them in that way. Seriously. I think that's what that
also
purpose
very
was.
possible.
Like, I'm telling you, no one gives a reaction to that. Actually, I'll go back to full screen. No one cares that he just said that. Okay, here you go.
Not be judging them, holding them to the same standard.
Your view is articulated by a lot of young people and held by a lot of young people because
That's Charlie's response to that. The adult in the room, his response was that. Can you believe that? Like, well, hold on, kid. You're jumping the horse here. You're going a little bit too far, right? You'd expect that at the very least, right, from these two fucking idiots. But nope. Apparently that's fine. My bad, Dubster. Go ahead. All right, good. Dubster? Paging Dr. Dubster. All right, never mind.
Bueller. Bueller.
Now.
Try.
Now, the main reason I'm making this video is to hear their full discussion on Gaza itself. That's what I'm mainly making this video for. But I want to show a context of things so that you realize, like, okay, if you guys aren't going to cover this topic, but this is happening at the same time, based on both Israeli intelligence and IDF intelligence and all that shit, right? And then you have, like, independent researchers and their opinions of things. If they're both saying the same thing, essentially, this, let's call it problematic for morals and your conscience and sleep at night. If they're both saying that same thing, there's no way that wouldn't come up in this discussion, right? Because the title, 25 Gen Z students plus Charlie Kirk discuss Israel, Netanyahu, Gaza, and AIPAC. I'm just saying, I'm doing like a little backdrop here. So let's go on to my little pieces of information here. I'll full screen this again. We'll play a little bit of this. The story you brought up before, Joe, the 83%. But it could actually be a little bit higher than that. It could be 86%. Based on, they don't have full confirmation of a certain, that they're calling Hamas guys as confirmed dead. Thus, the percentage, if they're wrong, could be 86%.
Oh, the percentage that the IDF gave is 83% civilian casualties.
Yes.
That's
but
the number that's coming out of their lips. I think it's probably at least 95.
I think it's a lot higher too myself, but according to the IDF themselves, along with that 83%, they also bring up the idea that, like, well, there's like 1,000-something guys that we don't have actual accounts for. They just assume they're dead, right? They don't know if they're dead or not. Like, they assume they're dead. And that, I think that context will be in this clip. If not, I just said it. Either way, I'll link the video so you can look at it yourself and go through that. But without further ado,
hold on, let me ask.
Good.
Joe, what does that mean? Like, they knew that Frank was a Hamas member, and then they found Frank's body? Is that what they mean by
yes,
of the percentage that were Hamas?
Yes.
As I understand it, that's the grand total of civilian casualties that they're willing to admit to in public. 83%.
Well,
So
no,
means...
hold on. It's not them admitting that. That's a journalist looking at their database and then coming up with that number. That's not them saying that, right? Because Netanyahu will go on TV and say, well, there's 20,000 Hamas guys we killed, when their actual database does not say 20,000 or 50,000 people killed, as far as like Hamas members. So it's actually a journalist going through their database somehow got access to that, or was allowed to like look at it, and that showcased 83% of the dead are civilians, which is like an 8-to-1 ratio, right?
This number came straight from like an IDF mouthpiece. I'm not kidding.
I'm pretty sure this guy. Well, he'll explain it in the video, but I'm pretty sure he's saying like, okay, maybe you heard something else. What I heard was they have a Israeli journalist guy go through their database and come up with those numbers. But whatever, we'll say. But yeah,
Either which way, it's a pro-Israel person.
no. Well, the journalist I'm talking about is
They're
not.
arguing.
No,
They're arguing.
the journalist that's gonna go over right here is not necessarily like they're Israeli, like as like a citizen, yeah, but they're not necessarily like on the books as pro-Israel in the sense of their foreign policy or how they deal with Gaza. It might be something like close to like a FOIA almost, right? And I believe this dates back to like May. The numbers from May, I think, right? Because like obviously, no, yes, this year May. But don't quote me on that one. I can't say I know exactly when, but I'm pretty sure I heard May as the time period when this person got those numbers, right? Because like you're not gonna get like yesterday's fucking totals, right? That takes time, even if they, regardless of genocide or regular shit, either way, regular horrible crimes against humanity, either way, it still takes time to like do that, right? You can't just do that overnight. So I believe the numbers are from May.
It's almost impossible to get up-to-date numbers anyway, because the Gaza Health Ministry,
yes,
they don't have the people to count this shit anymore. Their ability to tally the dead has collapsed.
Yes, but they are thorough. That is something that's contextual to the data they have, right? Of like,
the last number I saw from them was 60,000, and that's 60,000 dead bodies that they could identify and put names to.
Yes,
That's extremely low ball.
Yes, most likely we are nowhere near. Like, I think the real numbers are somewhere that we're not even thinking of. Like it's something crazy probably, but either way, okay. Let's play this clip from Dave DeCamp, antiwar.com, going over the 83% number. Here we go.
All right, the first story at the top of antiwar.com today. IDF database
It's worthy, by the way, guys.
suggests 83% of Gaza dead are civilians. So this was a big report that came out from 972 magazine on Thursday. They published it jointly with The Guardian. So it's by Yuval Abraham. This is an Israeli reporter with Israeli sources, and he's done a lot of the big investigations.
Okay, you were right, Jordan. I'm sorry.
Revealed a lot about the way Israel has been conducting
earlier
this war, conducting this genocide, which I think his reporting has made very clear that that's what this is. Anyway, so data from an internal Israeli intelligence database indicates that at least 83% of Palestinians killed in Israel's onslaught on Gaza were civilians. An investigation by 972 can reveal. Figures obtained from the classified database, which records the deaths of militants from Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad, contradict by a huge margin the public statements of Israeli army and government officials throughout the war, which have generally claimed a 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 ratio of civilian to militant casualties. Instead, the classified and government officials throughout the war, which have generally claimed a 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 ratio of civilian to militant casualties. Instead, the classified data backs up the findings of several studies suggesting Israel's bombardment of Gaza has killed civilians at a rate with few parallels in modern warfare.
I'll stop that there. This is basically the clips I was going to play in the other record video. So there's that claim of like 1-to-1 ratio and 2-to-1 ratio, but it's more like 8-to-1, 9-to-1.
This is 7-to-1. If we just go off of that 83,
that's 8-to-1. That's 8-to-1. That's 8-to-1 to 9-to-1. It's in the middle between those, right? 8.3 to 1.
210.
Because 82.5 is 7/8 of 100.
Stop doing wizardry, Joe. I want to hear that.
I mean 87.5. Excuse me. So this is this is closer to like 7 of every 8.
No, but 83% is 8 out of 10, right? Or sorry, 80% is 8 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay, you're right. That'd be 8 to 2, right?
Yes. 8.3 to 10. So 1.7 are hostiles.
But if it's okay, well, I have another clip that claims it's closer to 9 to 1, which would actually put it in that 8 to 1 between 8 to 1 or 8 to 2 and 9 to 1, I guess. No, it wouldn't be 8. No, it'd be 8 to 2, 9 to 1, right? In between that range.
I don't know what you're saying now. It's easiest to look at out of every 10 people, 8.3 of them are innocent.
Yeah, I'm going with 80% out of 10. It's 8 to 2, right?
Yeah.
Because 2 equals to 10.
The actual militants. Yeah, 2 being the militants.
Okay. So 8 to 2 and 9 to 1 around there, right? And it essentially substantiates what this guy was saying right here. Although his numbers are probably higher. Matthew Cockrell, his numbers are probably higher than even what this thing is saying. This 83%, right? Because he's doing a lot more contextual stuff, I think, of like, okay, we have this person, we look for their family on Facebook or whatever the fuck, and they're like crying over someone dying. And if that's true, then it's saying like, okay, that's another dead civilian, right? Thus the numbers would shift. And then according to the IDF, or at least this guy looking at IDF's numbers, right? If it's actually somewhere near 86%, right? If you take out the guys who are, but they don't have like actual identification for them, or know if they died or not. They're just like kind of like missing, right? So maybe they assume they're dead. Then also, if you add in the idea of like civilians being killed, they're actually using a low number, right? Considering like they're trying to, as me and Joe were saying before, of like trying to like really be very strict about like they have to have like identification, names, and also according to Matthew Cockrell, the actual like I believe like IDF given or Israel given identification numbers, right? Like if they don't have all these things, then they don't get counted as one of the deceased. So like there's a lot of factors.
If they don't meet all those criteria, then the Gaza Health Ministry is not counting them.
According to what we've seen so far. I leave room for anyone, but I'm just saying like so far they've been pretty strict as far as the things I've seen. Right?
Imagine this. A doctor says you have cancer and I have the treatment, but I'm going to take out 80% of your good cells to get rid of the cancer cells.
That's actually what it typically happens, actually. Not 80%, but like depending on like targeted area, they do kill a bunch of your healthy cells to take out some of the cancer cells. Yes, that happens.
Would you take because what he's equivocally saying is 80% chance you're gonna die.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like forget about the numbers. Without the numbers, I still had the idea that like you're fucked if you live there. And if they haven't found your area yet, they will get to your area and you're fucked.
Yeah,
and
that's why I made it like a doctor analogy. From just going through your whole body, he's looking for cancer cells, but he's going to kill 80% of all your innocent cells, to kill the cancer cells.
Well,
and that's his justification as the doctor.
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of your cancer cells.
I'm going even dumber and crazier. You show up at the doctor's with a broken arm and they saw your leg off. That's where I think we're actually at. It's actually that stupid. It's that dumb. Like it's like there's no way to say like, okay, they're this dumb to where they diagnose the problem this way, and they're like, okay, just bomb everything. There's no fucking chance. So, yeah, it's as stupid as that. Broken arm, saw your leg off. It's as dumb as that. That's what I'm saying. And no one's that fucking stupid.
Except RFK.
Maybe, but like that means like for me, all evidence points towards they're doing it on purpose. They're trying to kill them, or let's be honest, kill them to make them leave, thus expel them. Either way, nothing healthy, lawful, moral is fucking happening in that entire scenario. But let's move on to why I brought this clip up in the first place. To kind of, in a way, substantiate this Matthew Cockrell guy. Here we go.
But first, you mentioned you did a study, and this is a claim that I hear.
With the John Spencer
this is a claim that I think.
This is with the John Spencer guy that we did a video on where he's with Dilbert and Fuckface. Just so you know who he's talking about, John Spencer. Here we go.
I think is almost too absurd at times to
Yeah.
even like have to confront this idea that the Gaza Israeli military operations in Gaza, it's like the lowest civilian to combatant casualty rate in the history of urban warfare. And this is pushed by this guy John Spencer.
Yes.
And I see people repeat it, kind of just like regular people. I haven't seen them say it in a while. It seems like that talking point's kind of gone away a bit. But this is something, so could you explain to me why that is so absurd and how how John Spencer tries to justify this?
Yeah, so Spencer, and one of the reasons, there's many reasons we could talk about, but one of the reasons Spencer is a charlatan again, he served in the military. I'm sure he knows a trillion times more about like the tactics. Like he teaches, I think, the tactics of urban warfare than I do as someone who never served the military. But he doesn't know anything about military history. If he did know anything about military history, he wouldn't have repeated the absurd claim that the average, it's a popular myth. Like bureaucrats have repeated this at the UN and the EU, so maybe he got it from them. But if you know military history, this claim he made, which is that the average ratio of civilians to combatants killed in war is 9-1 or 8-1, is an absurdity. Stalingrad and Leningrad, genocidal urban warfare by the Nazis who were deliberately killing the civilian population. They wanted to raise the cities, starve out the population. They did it on purpose. The ratio of civilians to combatants killed in Leningrad and Stalingrad was far below 9-1, right? Hiroshima, where there was actually obviously just murder, right? Totally indiscriminate, but there was a lot of soldiers stationed there. Hiroshima was not that much higher than 9-1. Probably was a little higher, but not too much higher.
And I wanted to play this clip. Once again, you don't have to believe him. I say do your own research on it, right? Do your own fucking research on it. Fair enough. But like the idea, like this could be like the possibility of this scenario or the last one, the 83%, as a possible scenario should be bone chilling. It should be. So when you enter this topic about your problems with Israel and the way they're dealing with Gaza, I think you should be armed with something like this. Like real weaponry, where it's like, what do you say to that? What do you say to that?
You go into his analogies of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
They're not analogies. He's using numbers. He's using numbers, not analogies. He's using numbers of like, here's a death toll from these areas.
He's relating it to and saying that the cities were empty of civilians, equivocally, and they only had soldiers in them when we dropped the bombs on them.
No, he's saying like there were soldiers stationed in the area, so that's
right.
That's the one part of the 9-1 ratio.
No, he said 9-1.
Yes,
he's saying,
and the one is the soldiers that were in the area, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, that's what he's saying.
He was saying. No, he was saying 9 was soldiers, 1 was citizens.
No, he's saying 9 is citizens, and 1 is the soldiers that are in the area.
If you want to try to empty a city that size of all the civilians, be my guest.
Dubster. Like Hiroshima, he's talking about the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. That's what he's talking about. You're telling me they killed 9 soldiers to 1 civilian? I don't think so, right?
That's what he just said.
It's not what he said. It's not what he said.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Play it again.
I'll play it again.
Play it
I'll
again.
Play it again. Put it back up. Give the camera kind of talking. Here we go.
Justify this.
Yeah. So Spencer,
Okay, if he says 9-1, he says civilian to soldier ratio, right? That being like the 9 is civilian and the 1 is soldier, right? You'd agree with that, right?
I might have heard. I play it.
Okay, fair enough. I'll play it.
and one of the reasons, there's many reasons we could talk about, but one of the reasons Spencer is a charlatan in his, I mean, again, he served in the military. I'm sure he knows a trillion times more about like the tactics. Like he teaches, I think, the tactics of urban warfare than I do as someone who never served the military. But he doesn't know anything about military history. If he did know anything about military history, he wouldn't have repeated the absurd claim that the average, it's a popular myth. Like bureaucrats have repeated this at the UN and the EU, so maybe he got it from them. But if you know military history, this claim he made, which is that the average ratio of civilians to combatants killed in war is 9-1 or 8-1, is an absurdity. Stalingrad and Leningrad, genocidal urban warfare by the Nazis, who were deliberately killing the civilian population. They wanted to raise the cities, starve out the population. They did it on purpose. The ratio of civilians to combatants killed in Leningrad and Stalingrad was far below 9-1, right? Hiroshima, where there was actually obviously just murder, right? Totally indiscriminate, but there was a lot of soldiers stationed there. Hiroshima was not that much higher than 9-1. Probably was a little higher, but not too much higher. So the claim that 9-1 is average is absurd. Okay. And Spencer uses this claim.
He's saying it didn't reach the numbers that they claimed. Okay.
No. He was saying that. Well, I guess he took one quote from John Spencer and said, like, okay, maybe he got it from the EU or from the UN or something, where it's 9-1 or 8-1 ratios are normal.
And he's saying it wasn't that high. Okay, he wasn't saying the other way around.
No, he's saying the John Spencer guy saying that 9-1 or 8-1 aren't that high, but then he showcases a scenario where it's like, according to official history, right? Nazis going in, killing civilians. Like, well, how come the ratio's around that area for Gaza, right? Or Hiroshima, right? Where it's like very indiscriminate, as you said. It's like, well, how come this little over 9-1 ratio in Hiroshima, how come the Gaza situation is like close to that? Or even close to that at all? If it's normal. Based on historical context, right? Of like different events we know about where it's like clearly you're just there to kill, like you're killing civilians and you know it in mass. That's what he's saying, I think.
No. What he just said was the numbers the UN got for Stalingrad, 9-1, 8-1.
No.
Higher.
No.
Listen. Were higher than the reality. Just like it was higher than the reality for Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's what he just said.
He's saying John
They
Spencer.
were close.
Okay.
They were close, but they weren't exactly correct for Hiroshima and Nagasaki. He said they were way over for Stalingrad.
I think he's saying that when John Spencer goes out and says, well, 9-1 or 8-1 civilian to combatant ratio, that's normal. And this guy, Matthew Cockrell, the guy on the right, is saying, like, well, maybe he got that from the EU or from the UN or something like that, but it's not actually normal. Maybe he's repeating their statements.
No. They're extreme tragedies. They're extreme tragedies to get you those kind of numbers.
No.
Civilian deaths.
It's John Spencer talking about Gaza, saying those are normal. And maybe he borrowed that from the EU or from the UN.
And more.
Yes, that's what John Spencer guy's saying.
I got you, but what I'm saying, reality is, those are extreme tragedies.
That's what he's saying.
All of those examples are.
That's what he's saying. He's saying like they're calling those like obvious mass killing of civilians. He's calling that like, oh, that's a normal number. When in reality, it should be somewhere around, I guess, what they were saying, like 1-1 or 2-1 of a ratio.
Okay.
Which is also horrendous, in my opinion. But
no. Most of the time, when soldiers come into town and they're like telling the citizens, hey, this is the front fucking line, the citizens retreat.
Yeah. Well, yes.
They get out of the way of flying fucking bullets.
That's probably what Tony Aguilar felt as though he experienced. Versus like they went over like a "Where's Daddy" situation, right? Where it's like a possible Hamas guy goes into a building, or his family's in that building, and they wipe out the entire family, right? And say like, "Oh well, it's justified because the terrorist was there, so we bombed the entire fucking building, or we bombed this entire fucking floor of a building, or something like that," right? That's that "Where's Daddy" idea, right?
If I'm paying attention to the world like I do, and I see that I'm on the border of a conflict, and I'm in, I don't know, just a city, and then I see a bombing in my town related to, it could be possibly the other side or my side bombing in this city, I'm going to start avoiding that area. And if I hear it's 3 or 4 times, I'm going to get out of the entire city. Like, that's my logic.
Yes, but you can have a scenario like in Yemen where you have a guy where they're tracking him. He's by himself. They track him, right? Then he goes into an apartment building and he blew up the apartment building. Where like people don't realize this guy's sneaking in and out of their apartment building. They don't know that. They're like they don't realize that the U.S. or Israel is targeting this one person, and this one person enters your fucking building. You have no idea about it. He's trying to be sneaky. He's trying to like hide and like get away in there or hide in there or something like that. A place to lay his head, whoever the fuck the reason is. His girlfriend lives there, something like that, right? Like you have no idea that they're gonna bomb your fucking building that day, and then they do it, and then they brag about it on Twitter.
But once you realize this is the front line, and you're a citizen without a way of defense, you're gonna do what you can to get out of the front line territory.
Yes, I agree as far as like just a quote unquote natural instinct of like trying to survive something, but in Gaza that doesn't apply there. It doesn't. Every little part of their fucking place is a war zone essentially. Like you can get bombed anywhere in that place. Seriously.
Pretty much every part of Gaza has been bombed already. It's not livable anymore.
Yeah, there's people in fucking like full-blown tents that had houses or apartments, right? They're in like 10 cities. Yes, they are bombing the tents.
I remember they said everybody run to Rafah. That's your safe haven, and then they fucking bombed Rafah.
Yep.
That's the point.
You're gonna like, hey guys, come over here for aid. You're getting shot at. Like it's actually as criminal as it gets. It really is. But the Yemen thing is just, like to me, like that's just another scenario where it's like you have no idea that there could be some guy in your area. Remember the pagers in Lebanon? We have kids with their faces being blown off because they find these pagers. Right? It's like very indiscriminate the way they're going about it, but at the same time, they're propagandists. Get on content creator channels or on the news and say like, "Well, this is the most moral army we've ever seen. I can't believe how much they take care of citizens. I can't believe it."
Yeah, and then fucking Benjamin Netanyahu himself goes on the fucking Milk Boys podcast, and those idiots let him get away with everything.
Yeah. And he also tells you, like, well, we're killing so much Hamas people when he's lying about the numbers. Granted, like, fuck the numbers, but you know what I mean? Where he's, like, trying to boost the numbers so it looks like, yeah, we're killing a lot of civilians, but guess what? We're getting a lot of Hamas. When in reality, he's not. Which means their strategy, their on-the-surface strategy, is not actually tailored towards taking out Hamas. It's towards taking out all of them.
You don't have to convince me, man. I know.
I'm not trying to convince. I'm just saying, like that's worth noting here. But all right, let's keep it moving. And once again, there's a reason why I brought up these 2 clips to showcase, like, there's nothing resembling an attempt to look after civilians or an attempt at defense. This is not defensible, right? This is not an idea of like, oh my God, they're about to attack us right now. Let's defend ourselves. It's not that.
It's like all the shit that they're doing in the West Bank because there's been a huge uptick in violence around there too.
Yes.
Hamas doesn't exist over there.
Yes. And more
That's
clearances.
Fatah's territory.
Yes. And more clearances for taking over housing and territory. Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of people over there view Fatah as a worthless collaborator.
Well, ironically,
they kind of have been.
Ironically, with the food distribution in Gaza, there are groups that are allegedly paid by Israel or funded in some form or fashion by Israel, and these guys go through and they fucking snatch the food. Amongst us, just the regular guys doing that, right? There's probably regular people doing that, right? Where they're like, "Fuck, let me get my take."
We know they've been doing that, and we know who's been getting paid too. It's a bunch of ISIS adjacent gangs, which is really funny when you consider the narrative that they were peddling some years ago about Hamas is ISIS. Hamas is ISIS. Everybody fucking run around with your hair on fire.
I mean,
I wish I was kidding.
Call of Duty. If you make a new Modern Warfare, you better add that in. Fund some rebels to go into some place and fuck it up. There better be like a fucking kill streak or something in Call of Duty at this point, because that's actual Modern Warfare right now. I think they're going to do it in Iran, Joe. I think they're going to do that in Iran. They're going to fund groups, go in there, and fuck the place up. And then say, look, their people are fighting against the government because the government's so bad and evil. You know what? We need to support these guys. And they write policy to fund, arm, and whatever the fuck else, logistics, aerial bombing campaigns, whatever the fuck is needed for these guys to take over the fucking country. Then later, you just sit back, stare at your fucking watch, and say like, well, looks like a failed state to me. All right, let's go in there and fix it. That's when people start showing up out of nowhere. It seems like a fucking playbook. It's so blatant, actually.
It is.
And it's like, there's a reason I call these motherfuckers devil worshippers, bro. Actual devil worshippers. The worst things you could think of.
Guy.
You know what, South Park?
You know.
South Park, I want credits for that, by the way. I've been saying that for a while now, okay? The devil worshippers. Before your season came out, I've been calling them devil worshippers. But all right. The reason, okay.
Come on, Matt and Trey.
Yo, pay up. Yo, pay up.
Give Jordan his due.
Give me a credit in the fucking in the show, or pay up. No, I'm trolling. Either way, okay. We went over these stories about these quote unquote these numbers. Not that that's the most important thing. I'm just saying, like, there are arguments out there where it isn't based on, leftist feels. It's actually based on like number based, data based. There's no way around it type of shit. So when these things are out there, and then you see these fucks go over this shit, there's no way they don't realize what's happening, right? There's no way that there's no way to figure it out for themselves, right? I have like 1/1,000,000th the resources that Charlie Kirk fucking has, and I'm sure the same is for this fuckface over here. So it's like there's no way you guys can't figure this out, right? You can't look for that, which means what?
I certainly don't have those kinds of connections.
Well, it's like, okay, you guys are fucking propagandists, most likely. And I beg. Well, I'm not some like whatever. I'm not some like guy or whatever. I'm just saying, like, just hear a little bit. Like, if you're a Charlie Kirk fan, or if you're one of these fucking students that are, let's be real, being abused by these two individuals, I just hear me out a little bit before you cut the video off. Please hear me out. We went over that shit. We said a whole bunch of context for it. Now watch their coverage of Gaza. Here we go.
When I bring up Gaza,
close caption. Here we go.
Game around just slightly because we haven't done it yet.
Good.
This is TP USA now and not the other guy?
No, yes. This is Charlie Kirk, some guy I never heard of, and a bunch of college kids. Or maybe they're just out of college, or maybe they're right before college. I don't fucking know their ages.
College age, we'll call them.
Yeah, college age kids. And then they're gonna bring up Gaza now. Here we go.
When I bring up Gaza, Gazans, Hamas, let's just keep Hamas out of it. Gaza and Gaza.
Yeah, you bragging on that?
What comes to mind?
Complicated.
Life.
Destruction.
I'd say differences.
Perish.
Perish. What is the impression that you guys have of what's been happening in Gaza? It doesn't have to be a singular word.
I would say like a severe loss of life. I feel like that's always a bad thing, no matter which way you look at it, no matter who's, basically no matter who's dying, it's never really a good thing.
And you said perish. So would you say that on social media you see a lot of maybe kids dying or death and destruction? Is that getting fed into your algorithms a lot?
Forcing it down
yes,
their throats.
and actually on our school's campus, they'll have these little missing kid posters, and in those posters, they'll read about these kids who have died. They try to have us to have more sympathy for them. And it's like, at the end of the day, as you had mentioned, they are humans. We already have sympathy for them.
So on campus, now let's do something we haven't done. Has there been any awareness for the Israeli hostages?
That's it. That was it. That was the entire topic of Gaza. That was it.
That's all we got.
Well, if you want to look at simple numbers, 1,200 versus half.
Oh wait, Dubster. No.
60,000.
No, Dubster. It's 12. No, it's not 1,200. It's actually closer to 1,300.
Okay.
That's what Charlie Kirk has to say in response. No.
Versus 60,000.
No. The 60,000 doesn't exist. But it's almost 1,300 for the other number. The other one doesn't exist. We don't even know. Who cares? You want proof of that? Here you go.
Is that?
No.
I think that's also important to talk about, right? I mean,
or the 1,200 plus that were massacred that day.
Yeah, the 12. I mean, nearly 1,300. So that's a factor.
See, it's nearly 13. See that? You get it now, Dubster? You get it? It's almost 1,300. You get it now?
Is he to say the 60,000 is not accurate or something?
No, it's a gross undercount.
No, it's not.
No, is he about to say that?
Important. Are you guys not getting this? It's not important. But the other one is nearly 1,300. But Dubster, who probably likes Hamas, let's be real, probably a Hamas sympathizer. Why didn't you mention it was nearly 1,300, huh?
Dubster, do you condemn Hamas?
Why'd you only say 1,200, Dubster? Why'd you only say that number? It's actually nearly 1,300. Why don't you say that, huh? You work for Hamas, bro? What's going on? What are you doing out here, bro?
Hamas.
Are you spreading Hamas propaganda in my Discord? How dare you? How fucking dare you? See, look, he's stunned for words. He has no idea. He's like, oh, fuck, they caught me.
He got.
He's probably so confused right now. It's sarcasm, Dubster, you fuckface.
It's okay, viewers. I'm confused too.
We'll take a silence for, Jordan, you know what? I'm so sorry. It was nearly 1,300 according to Charlie Kirk. Thank you. And it's like, once again, does that fucking matter?
Was it 62 dogs too?
Here's the thing. If it was one Israeli being killed in some sort of weird situation, I'd be fucking pissed off about it. I don't know about you. But the problem is the context of the scenario, right? There's a mention of this, but there's no mention of the other people. Like they don't fucking matter. That's why I get pissed off about this. Duh. It's actually incredible, dude. I will play that all again, all in sequence with each other. Here's the entire statements. Did I pass it? Okay, right here. Here's the entire statements about Gaza. Almost like they're irrelevant. And this is what they're selling to young fucking college kids? This is what you're selling to them? It's like, that's some devil worshipping fucking shit. It really is.
It's still the idea of, well, Gaza started it on October 7th, 2023. Do not consider the history before October 7th, 2023.
But no, Dubster, no, you can go after. Even
Ignore those walls. Ignore those walls. What the walls are made for.
Dude, you can take it after October 7th, and it's still horrendous. It's terrible. If you have like a moral compass at all, it's horrendous. It's terrible.
I'm saying my what is it? It's
What?
by hearing what TP USA is saying and knowing like the reality that I know, it's
okay.
I'm detecting that's what they mean by this. Hamas, aka Gaza, started this on October 7th, 2023. It's their fault. That they're the
They don't
aggressor.
have room now, though. They don't.
Israel is the defender.
They don't have room though. Like
know,
October
but that's
8th, they had room.
That's what they do.
Right now, they don't. There is no argumentation for it.
In reality, they didn't have room October 8th. They've always been the aggressor. Israel has always been the aggressor in reality.
In that scenario, yes, I agree with that. But like, okay, if we're trying to go like just off like once again, it's kind of like fuck the numbers morally, but like, okay, people are using numbers, right? Do you think Charlie Kirk doesn't know? Like, what do you think he knows, Dubster? As far as like the amount of like civilian, like it's up to 45 to 50% for what Catholics or Christians would care about, right? About women and children being killed because they think women are weaker and children are children, right? Based on that ideology, they'd have to be like, well, 50 fucking %? What the fuck? They'd have to be like freaked out of their minds, right? Does Charlie know those numbers? That's all I'm saying. Does Charlie know that?
I don't know. But what I
come on. What do you think?
Understand?
Take a guess first before you say your answer. Before you say the rest. Just take a guess real quick. Then say your where you were going, please.
I have no clue what Charlie Kirk knows.
Come on.
Listen to what I have to say.
Okay.
Listen to what I have to say, man.
Okay.
Once you have like chosen a side on things, you have this mentality of I'm gonna reaffirm like my position, and he's only gonna seek out information that re-supports his position.
That doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
No. It makes sense,
why-
but it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Meaning, like you'd have to like look for it and then be like, okay, I can't accept this because it's not what I want. Thus, I go somewhere else. But do you think that Charlie Kirk even did that? Thank God.
If you stumble across like a number, you may be like, well, Al Jazeera is reporting that. I can't believe anything Al Jazeera ever says. If it's 2, it's 1. If it's 200, it's 3. It doesn't matter because Al
They don't
Jazeera
have that
said,
luxury, Dubster. They don't.
Charlie Kirk has that luxury.
No, he doesn't. That's not actually out there anywhere. We just went over the IDF's numbers. It's not out there anywhere. That doesn't actually exist. The 60, let's say 50,000 is accepted, right? Let's say that's accepted, right, by society as like, okay, that's how many civilians are being killed in Gaza, right? Now, if Netanyahu gets crazy and says like, well, it's actually like 20,000 Hamas guys we killed, it's still 50,000 civilians in less than 2 years. There's no way around it. There's no way to dance around that, which is why the number's not even brought up in the first fucking place, right? Most likely.
I don't know what you're talking about or what I was talking about.
Bro, Netanyahu, right? has at least uttered the words about 20,000 Hamas guys being killed by them, right? Now, the conservative numbers for civilians died are like 50,000. It's probably somewhere way higher than that, obviously. But, well, actually, official numbers are probably around the 60, 70,000-ish territory, right? But let's say
60,000 was the last number I saw from the health ministry.
okay, let's take 50,000.
What health ministry?
The Gaza, Gaza Health Ministry.
Yeah, 60,000.
But
Charlie
let's say
Kirk
50
would
instead.
don't believe anything they say.
But even if they lower it, Dubster, that's what I'm saying. It can't be. It
He
can't
doesn't
go
care
from
if he says two.
It can't
He
go.
doesn't give a fuck what they say too. They're lying because they're fucking them.
But you can't go from
That's
50,000
Charlie Kirk's
to 10, right? You can't go from 50,000 to 10 people, right?
He wouldn't care. He wouldn't believe them no matter what number they said. That's what I'm saying. It's reaffirming to him.
No, I'm saying not the health ministry. Like even by Israel's
Confirmation
numbers.
bias. That's the term. Confirmation bias.
Okay, but who can he go to? I'm saying the Israel government themselves are saying at minimum 50,000. Minimum. Right? And it's like, well, 50,000 civilians killed in less than 2 years? Make that make sense. Make it make sense.
Well,
They got
I don't know
nothing.
too much about. I don't know too much about the conflict. I just know that Israel is the only nation that deserves to exist in the Middle East.
That was some kid. That wasn't Charlie. That was some kid saying that.
How do you know Charlie didn't tell him to say that?
Maybe he did, but that'd be like, then we got you right there, right? You're caught right now at that point. If we figure that out, then you're caught. Okay, you're full shut.
But I'm saying this whole confirmation bias could be lacking a lot of information too.
So you're telling me.
I'm just on the side of Israel because I've always been on the side of Israel. I'm a Judeo-Christian American.
Okay. Fair enough. But you're telling me that Charlie Kirk.
I don't know if that's the case.
I'm not saying what you're saying is the case. I'm just saying, like, logically. Look at it and pretend the guy, like, he'd have to be like an actual toddler at this point, right? Probably less than a toddler. Like, okay. So they gave you this, 20,000 Hamas guys killed. With Charlie's job, right, which is politics and being able to debate politics and all that shit, you're telling me he doesn't even like, well, how many killed on the other side? You're telling me he never asked that ever. Would that make sense to you?
But I don't know.
Like, come on. Come on.
I mean, this blindness has
If
to
he's
have
real,
a way.
come on.
But he's not real, so that begs the question.
There's no fucking
How
way,
could you
dude.
not?
I don't believe there's no fucking chance. I'm sorry.
So it's either he's a propagandist, or
Yes.
he is completely incompetent willingly.
Or they have him on videotape giving a blowjob, and they're like, "Yeah, listen, do this, or we're gonna show the video." That's all I got, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
That would
it
still
makes-
mean he's a propagandist.
yes, but my my opinion, or like the actual facts, because like once again, I can throw out as many information and quotes and numbers and all that shit all I want, but like at the end of the day, it's my opinion, right? So are you asking for that? What I think it is?
I'm just saying there's an ability to have this confirmation bias at critical functioning level, dysfunctional level.
This is ridiculous. This is like beyond the pale, though. Like, it's actually kind of crazy.
Because this is the level of what we were calling libtards.
Okay. Yeah, well, okay, I guess you mean like people that mean what they're saying, but they're just stupid? Is that what you're saying?
No, like people People just believe like climate change, but they don't actually look into what it is the proposed idea. Like people don't know what they're actually saying in the policy-driven address to climate change. Like
okay.
he's not looking into the application of making sure Israel can defend itself.
I mean, kind of like in like relative comparison, sure, but one to look into climate science means you have to like look into like the science of it, which might be a little bit more complicated than like, well, we have 50,000 dead here. Explain it, right? Where it's like just a different sensibility. But I get your point, but it's just like,
Well, that was actually complicated. That's why it's taken 2 years for it.
no, I think it was pretty obvious. Well, the way the question was asked was actually put in the context of, you know, these guys, like, oh, these things being like forced onto the internet, right? Of like, oh, look, they're showing like dead kids or bad this, and the girl in the pink right there said like, oh, there are people on campus like showing us pictures of these things, and it's icky. Like they shit like that, okay. Maybe you're thinking like, okay, these are far left, blue-haired SJWs, so thus I can't pay attention to it, right? It has to be wrong.
No,
Blue haired SJW
the
alphabet
opposite.
people or whatever the fuck they
The
like to call
opposite, though.
everyone now.
I'm saying I've delved into both of these. I've disproven climate change as much as I disproven Israel is defending itself.
Okay, and they didn't do the work for it. But
There are many people who believe in it and they don't know the details on both of these topics.
sure, but one's like, I need to like study a science to understand what the actual arguments are even saying in the first place.
There is a science.
Versus
There is definitely a science to this war. I shot this guy. No, I fucking didn't. Ooh. I have 13 people go on TV now that say, no, I didn't shoot this person. What's the science of that? That's science.
No, that's not. No, that's not exactly the context of the
social
scenario.
science.
Not the exact context, though, right?
I'm dumbing it down, obviously.
No, but I'm saying like it's not about like, okay, was that like a real kill or not, right? It's like, let's go to the IDF's numbers, and they're saying this is how many civilians are dying versus combatants dying by their official numbers. So if let's say they're following the climate science, that would be following the climate science, right? The official numbers by the official bodies, right?
But the science is.
But Charlie's like, nah, stay away from that. Don't look at that.
No,
that's
the
different,
science
right?
is the science is. I got all these propagandists on TV all day fucking selling you. That's not.
No,
Look,
Dubster, they don't even mention.
Beachfront property. What are you talking about? Beachfront property.
That's ideological. That falls in the realm of logic,
No,
not
it's propaganda.
Yes, it's propaganda, but I'm saying it falls in the realm of logic. If someone says like 3.8, cubic meters of this or that, it's like, how do I know what that means unless I study the science? Versus like, hey, they said, this many people have died over here. Well, how much died from the other side?
Hold on. If you
It's not even a study.
science of-
It's just asking, like, how many died over here?
Hold on. If you study the science of climatology, your 3.8 cubic centimeters or whatever actually turns into 0.9% cubic centimeters. I've lied to you about the numbers. Just like they're doing lying about the war.
Okay, but if you get it from the IDF, from the people that are so-called lying about the fucking numbers, then what do you do then?
You ignore it. Just like the climate change believers.
It's not. Nope, doesn't work. Now it's
What are you
wreckage.
talking about? There's a court case where the top climate change, when they called it global warming, they were demanded to see the temperatures of the Earth from the 1900s to 2010, and then they would not produce it because they got earlier, cooking those numbers and changing those temperatures around the world. So that's the day it stopped being called global warming. It changed to being called climate change.
Okay,
It was
but
a court case.
I understand that.
We're
But
not going to show you the fucking thing, but we know we're caught. And how we get caught? We've recorded this publicly. We knew we were cooking it because there was also this other guy recording it too. And his were different numbers than ours. And then when we said we were going to bring it to court and we didn't, we're admitting that the guy that also was recording it accurately, and we were falsely recording the temperatures.
But if they ask you for like, well, how is climate change real, right? And they start throwing numbers and equations and all this fucking bullshit, whatever the fuck at you, right? That is different than like, well, how many civilians did you kill? You can get like a number for that, and they can use their own logic to be like,
But we don't have a number for that.
they do now. They do have a number now. There's someone who got investigated their fucking internal numbers of it.
For it.
But
We
it's
don't have
a
real
number.
for it.
It's what these guys are. The guys that are claiming, like, yeah, we're doing this like righteously and legitimately. You have their numbers. Why not use their numbers?
Before it was called global warming, it was called global cooling.
Oh my god.
We knew that shit then too.
This is orange and apples.
We knew that
honestly.
shit then. No, it's oranges and oranges.
No, it's
We
orange,
knew that
it's orange
shit
and
then
apples.
too.
As far as intellectual rigor for the fucking situation, it's orange and fucking apples. It really is.
No, it isn't.
Yes,
It
it
actually
is.
isn't.
Because you're gonna have to
It's a
study
fucking-
climate science, whatever the fuck that means, to understand what the fuck they're even saying in the first place. But if you ask for like, hey man, how many people died that are not enemy combatants?
Well,
They
you have
give
to
you a
study
number.
politics to know. You have to study politics to find the lies.
Okay, but if the number they give you is already horrible, what do you do?
But you're not even fucking watching it if you're not studying politics.
Yeah, but if they keep, hey man, we killed 20,000 Hamas guys, 20,000 Hamas guys, 20,000 Hamas guys, and these guys are saying like Charlie Kirk and dumbfuck over there is saying like, hey man, well there's all this stuff on Twitter and stuff like that. Like ignore that. Don't worry about that. Ask us. Like okay, I'll ask you, Charlie. You're saying they're fighting Hamas. Well, how many people that are not Hamas were killed? Is that so hard to come up with? Do you need a class for that one? I don't fucking think so. Well, maybe they do, actually. Maybe apparently they do. But.
He's appealing to people that either glimpse at news sometime.
Yeah, just call them silly. Move on, Dubster. Just call them silly. Move on. But okay, these guys were not exposed to certain ideas, so thus they're kind of silly about this stuff.
No,
and Charlie
listen,
Kirk is taking advantage of them by not giving them information.
He's appealing to people who pay attention to the news sometimes or one side because they agree with, they've caught other things at certain points.
Let me ask you, do you think Charlie Kirk knows?
On the other side.
Do you think Charlie Kirk has some numbers with him? Do you think that? It's like, imagine one of these young kids like speaks up and says some sort of profound argument. Is Charlie Kirk like prepared for that? Do you think so? I think he is. As far as like what to say to shut it down. Do you think so or not? What do you think? Dubster. Dr. Dubster?
You keep interrupting me. I'm trying to fucking tell you.
Holy Christ. God.
He's I'm flustered right now, man. I've tried to tell you 4 fucking times.
No, I think you're wrecked right now.
He is.
I think you're wrecked. But go ahead.
He's trying to tell you, according to blind spots that you have if you're watching him.
Okay, so he knows the numbers and he's just like, okay, I'll avoid this. I'll dance around it. You're saying that?
Plus,
No,
the
no.
ability of
You can say yes or no. Don't say plus, but you agree with that. Then you're saying, right?
Not necessarily.
Okay, then go back to the
He
beginning.
could have this. He
The-
could have the confirmation bias issue.
Okay. So Charlie Kirk has no idea these type of numbers. Like if someone asks him, like, "Hey, man, well, Charlie, I heard that 50 or 60,000 innocent civilians are being killed over there. That's kind of bad, right, Charlie?" He has no idea what they're talking about. He's like, "What? What are you talking about? I never heard of that." Is that what you're saying? Do you actually believe that? I don't believe that. What do you
I
think?
don't believe it for a fucking moment.
What do you actually think, Dubster? Not hypothetical. Like you can do the hypothetical afterwards, but like, what is your honest opinion right now? And then go through the hypothetical.
I'm trying to pull in this truck stop. Let me do that before you
You
ask
better
me
not
the
be ordering
question.
French fries on my dime right now, bro. Swear to God. You're ordering
No,
French
I'm
fries
trying
right
to
now.
fucking stop driving. I'm trying to stop driving so you can think about what you're actually saying.
No, dude. If you're doing your job, don't fucking worry about what I'm saying at all. Honestly, do your thing, man. I was just like,
This is,
what's up?
I get like distracted when I'm like actually exiting the highway and pulling into a truck stop.
No,
all that stuff.
if you're doing your thing, don't even fucking worry about like I'm saying. Safety first. I'm just saying, like, okay. My point of view is that Charlie Kirk is aware of the counter argument, well, a multitude of arguments about this topic that he's maybe ready to defend. Maybe they actually did an editing job and someone actually asked some questions about it and he actually took it out of the video. There could be a whole bunch of different reasons for what's happening here. Maybe there's a long form version of this video that I didn't even touch on. I didn't like find or didn't see, which would be fair enough. Okay, maybe there's like an unedited version of all this. But what I'm seeing in front of my face, I could believe it. I could believe that Charlie knows better, and he's leading these kids down a fucking dark alley to take advantage of them.
Right.
That sounds
So-
dark, but I could believe that a lot.
This video isn't anything about defending positions. It's reaffirming positions because he has no actual debater against him with these kids. They're all on his side.
No,
or they wouldn't
not
be there.
necessarily. No. This is more of, it was presented as a think tank almost. And you ask questions like, okay, give me a one-word response for
No.
this thing
We've
or that
already
thing.
distinguished. We've already distinguished this is obviously propaganda.
Yes, but I'm saying like what it's presented as what Charlie called it. Charlie called it a fucking think tank. That's what he called it. So I'm going like on his words of what he called it. Right?
Okay,
That's what I'm doing. Good.
If I am formulating a think tank to show in audience, it is not really a think tank with opposition.
No, it's not.
It
In my
is.
humble opinion. It's not.
So it's more along the lines of we're drawing a road, stay on the road, here's the curb, don't hop the curb.
I'm gonna call it this stuff, sir. You're right, but yes, I agree, but I'll say it in a more, in my opinion, a more detailed way, which is, it's where there is a loud opposition, but it's actually quote unquote a loud opposition, as in like you can say these statements about this topic in regards like Israel, Netanyahu, Gaza, AIPAC, like these are allowed to be said, but it has the presentation of opposition instead of like actually being like actual like counter opposition, if that makes sense.
Right. The what is it called? The
Overton window.
Like
There
it's like
you go.
Dubster, you would not be allowed in the room. Or if you were in the room, if you said the wrong thing, it'd be edited out and you'd be kicked out. That's what I think. So it's like kind of like limited hangout,
I'm
I
a
guess would be the
Christian,
word.
and then that'd be the end of what you heard from me.
It'd be like it like cuts because of someone else. Actually, as bad as their editing team is, That actually sounds like a possibility. Where someone's like actually like air breathing for a second, like right when they're about to like say a word, like boom, cut. Next person. They just cut from them to someone else. Like it actually looks like that bad of an editing job and as blatant propaganda that I think this video is. And with these young, sorry for being an old man, but whatever. But they're kids. I view them as kids, right? For me, at least. And it's abuse. They're abusing like them, like psychologically being abused in this room right now. Honestly,
I feel bad for these kids.
Yeah, some of them don't even speak in the fucking video at all. It's like, what are you, background fucking props? I'm sure you said something, or someone called on you at some point, but guess what? You didn't say the things that we needed to be said in this video. So thus, it gets clicked out. Sorry. Your opinion, we didn't like your opinion, so your voice is not being heard today. But the guys who... I saw plenty of guys that are... Well, listen, first of all, Israel has the right to exist. That's first and foremost. I'm like, what? And then the other arguments were mainly, like, to be honest with you, the entire thing of Gaza that we heard in this video was nothing, right? Minuscule, no context, no follow-up questions, no nothing, right? Just here it is, gone. But with the money issue, that was brought up quite a bit. And actually had, like, not rebuttals, but, like, follow-up questions, if you will. And it was just like, I don't know. You're like, yeah, I'm sure America, like, hey, listen, first and foremost, I support the right for Israel to exist. Also, they're one of our closest allies. And then also, we shouldn't have to spend money on them. If I complain about that, that does not make me anti-Semitic. It's like almost like a fucking playbook. It's like egregiously that case. And it's like, who the... You guys, you're supposed to be the smart kids, right? But then when you see some of these politicians out there, and I call them dummies, as in like dumb people, this is like the starter kit for that shit. Actually, probably the starter kit is probably like way years before. But this is like early days, seeing where they're at. They think they're winning, you're getting fucking played. You think you're smart, they're playing you, which means you're dumb when you're getting played like that. I'm sorry. You got tricked by something or someone. Granted, you shouldn't look at it as in like you got tricked by someone. You should look at it as in like I bought into a bad idea. I got roped in by a bad idea. It's my fault. I fell for that. Fuck. Then when those guys do that, you'll see what happens to them. Well, you might not see what happens to them, but they'll see what happens to them. Like, yo, wait a minute. All of a sudden, I get no more emails, no more phone calls, no more text messages. The friends I liked are all of a sudden like not even talking to me anymore. What the fuck's going on here? What happened? What did I say? You said the wrong fucking thing. That's what happened. And it's like a filtering system almost for like future political candidates. It really looks like that, honestly.
Probably is.
It looks like they're pretending to be like we're like the new Republican Party type of people. Like, meanwhile, you're just doing the same thing that the old one was doing. You're just progressing.
Actually, you saying that maybe because Charlie Kirk may one day be the RNC head.
I thought Republicans don't like gay people. What happened? You guys lose your way? You guys lose your way, man? What happened?
Well, no, what you're describing does sound like...
I'm sorry, Charlie Kirk is a gay man. They don't know that, but it's pretty obvious. You can see it. The gay man.
President's job. And the DNC has their own version of the same thing.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
So...
But I mean, well, the difference is, I think, with, let's say, these like future establishment Democrat people, right? What the crowd is screaming at them can actually hit home more, I think, versus these guys, right? When it's let's say Candace Owens. Well, these guys actually like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, by the way. They like those guys. And they bring up the money arguments. They don't bring up the human tragedy. They bring up the money arguments, right? But Nick Fuentes is a guy that they can't like, right? They can't be around that guy. At the same, but you know, if Nick shouts something that has like a point in regards, like a counterpoint to what they're saying, like, well, he's an anti-Semite and he's racist and all that shit, right? They can say that and dismiss him. Versus the Democrat side, where those guys are super duper hyper anti-racism, right? As far as their messaging or their poster cards and all that shit, right? So as the Democratic Party, you can't just dismiss them as easily as you would like a Nick Fuentes. That's the actual difference that I see, at least. That's my assessment from a far away distance, but that's what I'm saying. And so the more quote-unquote radical voices have no room here. Right? Charlie Kirk opened up this discussion with, like, well, okay, people have criticism about Israel, but they're not, they don't just hate Jews. He means Nick Fuentes, what are they called? Groypers, all that shit, right? They don't
his
count.
fanboys, yeah. They call themselves groypers.
Yes. And when they bring up Candace Owens or Tucker Carlson, right? They bring up their names as in like something to applaud, but they don't actually bring up maybe some of the arguments they have said. Not saying they're so good at arguments. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they don't like those guys are too popular right now to really do that with. Right?
Well, they're also more afraid of a right-wing side that doesn't like Israel than they are Democrats not liking Israel.
Who is Tucker and Candace, or are these guys?
The neocon entirety.
Oh, neocons love Israel.
Yeah,
exactly.
They just don't like Jews.
No. So they don't like. They're more afraid of a right-wing group forming that doesn't like Israel than they are of all Democrats on the topic.
And they will use the Jewish identity for their own purposes. They will.
Anti-Semitic Zionism is a well-documented phenomenon. Israel actually wouldn't exist. Where?
Yeah, where? Like, give me a name of who's like that.
Who do you want? John Hagee,
Brian
Jerry Falwell,
Ellis
John
Brock.
Hagee? Nope, you can't use John Hagee.
Brian Ellis Brock.
Because the idea of like, oh, the whole, the third temple and all, like, their idea, like, at least their idea sounds like they're trying to support Israel in order to, like, on the surface, not my actual beliefs. I think the guy's like a devil worshiper, but like on the surface, their beliefs are that we need to support Israel so that Jesus comes back one day. So thus, their actual policy positions are actually towards helping Israel right now, at least. So no, not John Hagee. He doesn't count. I'm sorry, I can't count him.
David Duke.
Maybe Kyle does.
Brian Ellis Brock.
Maybe the lefty Democrats with their poor assessments of things. But John Hagee did a speech like not too long ago in support of Israel. Blatantly in support of Israel. Now maybe he's like, fuck you Jews, I'll get you one day. Maybe that's his actual like deep down position, possibly. But for now, his actual policy is in favor of Israel. Straight up. And they're not the same thing. Jewish and Israel is not the same thing. I'm just saying, like, on the surface, he'll say, like, oh, well, we need to protect these guys because of yada, yada, yada. And one day, Jesus will come back, even though that guy would run from him, right? He'd run for his life. Just saying.
At Mach 3. He would run from that guy.
Holy fuck, it's Jesus. Run! I never thought this would actually happen. I was just stealing money from people. Fuck.
You know who Theodore Herzl is? The architect of political Zionism.
Yes, yeah.
Some of his writings discussed making alliances with like far-right anti-Semitic parties in a whole bunch of countries because there was a lot of that in Europe at the time. And the idea was, if these anti-Semites expel all the Jews, then he can say, well, Israel is the only safe place for you to be Jewish. And
I've heard that idea.
Netanyahu himself is cozy with a lot of far-right parties in like Eastern Europe. He was, not too long ago, he was talking to some far-right guy. He was talking to like some far-right actors in Romania, I want to say.
They also fund money. They fly money over to Ukraine, where there's been some evidence, well, plenty of evidence about some of these kind of neo-Nazi-ish ideologies and groups like that over there. Yeah.
Yeah, the Azov Battalion has a lot of very open neo-Nazis.
Yeah. But they also fund Hamas as well. Or they have funded Hamas also.
Hamas is basically their Al Qaeda, in that it's a monster of their own making.
Seemingly.
They fed it. They read it bedtime stories, but now it's grown up. It's got body piercings. It's got nasty looking tattoos and a whole lot of anger problems.
It's staying out after midnight.
Yep.
What's the Chappelle joke? Where he's like, yo, fuck you, mom. And he like farts on her lap and walks away.
Fuck you, Dad. You simple-minded prick.
Just like
mind your business and pass the Fruit Loops.
Just farts on him and walks away. Like, oh, like, you disrespectful child. But all right. Well, let's end this video. I'm gonna play this again because
hold on. Let me say my famous line. Only one Jew matters, and I'm not talking about Jesus, because he's an Israelite.
Oh my
Think
God.
about what that means.
That's not making the list of clever statements by Dubster, but you heard it here first.
Oh,
on
it's
YouTube.
so deep. It's so deep.
Dubster, you're unmuted right now. Dubster, you're saying it's so deep, but you're unmuted.
I'm talking about the statement I just said.
Tell
Only
Bob.
one Jew
Tell Bob.
matters,
Tell Bob to stop sweating
and I'm
into the
not talking
microphone.
about Jesus. He's an Israelite.
Tell Johnny to stop like heavy breathing into the microphone. By the way.
And if you take what that means,
I was telling people to take it. Okay. All right. I don't know what truck stop you're at, bro, right now, but two taps at the bathroom stall. Johnny Danger shows up. All right, whatever. All right.
It's a lot more interesting than what I'm doing right now.
Wait, what? No comment. All right. You heard Dubster and Joe here first, YouTube. All right, let's play this portion again. Here we go.
I'd say differences.
Perish.
What is the impression that you guys have of what's been happening in Gaza? It doesn't have to be a singular word.
I would say like a severe loss of life. I feel like that's always a bad thing, no matter which way you look at it, no matter who's, I mean, yeah, basically no matter who's dying.
Not as ambiguous as this kid
It's not good. Perish. So would you say that on social media you see a lot of maybe kids dying or death and destruction? Is that getting fed into your algorithms a lot?
Yes, and actually on our school's campus, they'll have these little missing kid posters, and in those posters, they'll read about these kids who have died.
Do you?
They try to have us
Do you
to
read
have
them?
more sympathy for them. And it's like, at the end of the day, as you had mentioned, they are humans. We already have sympathy for them.
So on campus, now let's do something we haven't done. Has there been any awareness for the Israeli hostages?
I kid you not.
don't worry.
That
Those
was,
1,300 are not the Jews that matter.
that was the entire segment on Gaza. That was all of it. I kid you not. There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree, disagree. Tell me what you think. There's a lot of shit here. We kind of sidetracked a little bit, but regardless, It's all real, bro. No editing.
Come yell at us if you want.
Yeah.
We're bored.
Yeah, come get wrecked if you want to. You want to get destroyed in my comment
No,
section?
no.
Please show up. I dare you to.
Yeah.
None of those 1,300 Jews are the one Jew that matters.
Dubster, you're unmuted. Remember, we're in public.
Dubster, tell Bob to stop breathing into the microphone. You can hear him.
Am I breathing heavy? Is that what you're saying? Oh, no, my window's down. My window's down. Okay.
Yeah, you don't want that shit to fog up. I know. Anyways, please, in the comments section, please tell me your ideas, what you think, arguments. I mean, there's different ideas here, but my main assessment was like these guys are they just showcase that they're full of shit, and I'm officially stating right here that Charlie Kirk is officially, to me, in my humble opinion, a fucking devil worshiper, and his teammate is too. The fuck boy to his side is also a devil worshiper, in my humble opinion. These kids, whatever, like they could be future devil worshippers. They could be just being brainwashed by these idiots. But yeah, I don't like what's happening here. But you tell me in the comment section. Do not forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links you see in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. All of it is very much appreciated. Also, check out the Discord we're in right now. You can show up here. You can talk on video, whatever the fuck, right? Say your opinions. If you have a beef or a debate you want to, I don't do debates anymore like that. They're kind of boring to me. But will I argue with you? You bet your ass I will. So if you show up and argue with me, I'll argue with you. It's fine. On any topic.
Coach has to host the debates and call out all the ad hominem and tell us when we're being, what is the word? Arrogant, when we're condescending.
Well,
come on, Jordan. Debate me, bro. Enter the ring of logic and reason.
To be fair to Ghost, I call people fuckfaces. I call people stupid. I gossip about Dubster's one brain cell he only has. I do that shit all the time. It is what it is. You know, it's like that's what I do. That's how I talk.
He does it to me all the time.
That's arrogance.
It is. I get
Jordan
angry.
likes
I let it fly. Joe, I swear to God.
What? What did I do?
You're gonna get destroyed in Uno, by the way. But
you were gonna do that anyway.
Neither. Did I say pause for that? Pause. Neither here nor there. But please, yes, if you want to join the Discord, all free open. By the way, that Discord, that Ghost Discord, where I joined there, and I debated like 15 fucking people, apparently. They banned me from there. I got banned from that Discord.
Within a week. Within a week, right?
Was that?
I don't think I was here for that.
Well, I'll be real, I kind of forced myself into a discussion with people. Just because, I don't know, maybe it was a prideful thing. Like, oh my God.
You're not a stud.
These guys debate like
You're not
this.
a stud.
I join, I get kicked.
You're not a stud until you get banned totally from Discord.
No comment. Discord, you heard him right there, right? That was me. Leave me alone, Discord. But
I remember that. Because inviting us all that server. That was fucking fun.
But yeah. Please join a Discord if you want to. All links, description box, please. And with all that said, please, most importantly, give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in, and then you wanna get